Good morning, YouTube. This is my thoughts on the latest episode from Bravo's Married to Medicine. On the episode this past Friday, all the couples were still on their trip to Hawaii, which they call it a vacation, but I don't see a lot of vacationing. I hope they have some downtime from all the drama because it seems like they're going to need a vacation from the vacation. But I always wonder why Simone and her husband are the ones that are doing all the exercises and everything. I mean, I understand that they're the ones that initiate the trip and seem to be the ones that's picking the location, but Qua's husband is a professional therapist, so wouldn't he be more qualified to do the couples therapy and be the one that would know what type of exercises that you need to do because it's a lot of issues between people and it's a lot of real issues in some of the marriages and sometimes everybody has an opinion, but you don't need everybody's opinion on your situation. I mean, because we see snippets of what's going on, but we don't really have 100% of all the information. I thought that it was so heartbreaking for Jackie, for her husband to not be there, and then for her to constantly seem to have that struggle of not being a mother. And I mean, I don't have that issue. I have children of my own, but I'm sure for women who have that desire to have children and to not have the option, that has to be heartbreaking. And then for your spouse, for whatever reason, to not support you in wanting to have a child in another way. I mean, to me, that's like a deal breaker. Um, I understand, somebody supporting you through your illness or whatever. You may feel like, okay, when I had cancer, those times he was there to support me. But at the same time, if you really wanted to be a mother and you wanted to have that experience and the only option that you had was adoption, and for your spouse to just absolutely tell you no, I cannot do it, and I feel like it's because he already has a child, because I remember his daughter being on a prior season. So because he already has a child, he doesn't feel that he's missing out on any type of experience. And I just think it's heartbreaking that, you know, it seems like he's just shut the whole thing down and won't allow her to have that experience. And I don't know how old she is or how old he is. Maybe it's because age is a factor, but it's a lot of kids, that need homes. And nobody said that she had to get an infant. She could get a toddler, she could get a school age child. But I think until she goes out and has that child, that she's always going to resent her husband. And I just don't see how that's not going to play out. I feel like that's why she doesn't really have respect for him and she chooses to bury herself in her work, because when she has to go home and look at him, she's looking at the fact that he denied her to be a mother. I mean, I don't know. That's my thoughts on that particular situation. You can tell me what's your thoughts. Mariah, she gets on my nerves. She's really, it's like she's hanging on. I don't like to see forced situations, and it seems like everybody else in the group besides her and Lisa Nicole, they seem to be able to get along well. They have fun with each other, and it seems genuine. But it's like Mariah. I mean, you said in the first episode that you wanted to bury the hatchet with everybody, but yet you're not burying the hatchet. So either you're going to come in, start fresh, and try to really rebuild, or you just need to walk away from the situation. I feel like she feel like, no, I'm not going to be the one to walk away. Somebody else needs to be the one to walk away. But they do well with each other. So obviously, you are the issue. Um, Lisa Nicole, it's just so many things. Like, go home. There is no way. I would have not even probably went if I was her. You don't have good relationships with the group of women. The only person that you are friends with, it seemed like, is Mariah, who nobody really likes anyway. And then it's all these rumors about your husband. So you knew when he was not going to come, they was going to talk about you. Now, if you're the type of person that can handle it, then cool, go. And they say something, be like, whatever. But she's so fragile. You cannot be fragile around a group of strong women, especially strong women with strong opinions that you can't stand up to. I mean, stay in your room, go to the spa, do something, but don't be around them, because you just don't have the personality or the backbone or the gumption or whatever you need to have to be able to be, especially around Toya, because she gonna eat you up. Besides that, I don't really have nothing else to say. I couldn't believe that Qua had the audacity to say to her husband, I miss Mason, which is her nephew, knowing that the man wants a child. Now you sitting up there talking about you miss the baby, but you won't give the man a baby. I mean, if anything, I wouldn't even be bringing nothing baby up. Also, I thought that the thing that they did with the lace was really, really beautiful. It actually was very touching to me. I lost my father at the beginning of 2015, so anyone who has lost their father, especially who was really close to their father, I think would have been touched by that. Seemed like everybody's was like super genuine except Mariah's. Hers kind of seemed kind of forced or whatever, like, but everybody else was really, really raw, and you could see like it came from a really, really good place. It seemed like she was trying to like force something to say and like force a tear for the camera. But other than that, I really do enjoy Married to Medicine. I think it's a really good show. I do appreciate the fact that they actually are friends. They do get along. I follow Quad on Instagram, and she does post pictures with some of the ladies or whatever, and they do stuff outside of just taping this show. Unlike some of these other reality shows where the only time that you see them together is when they're filming, because they're only around each other when they're paid. So besides that, it'll be interesting to see what happens this coming Friday, because I guess Darren will probably finally maybe make his appearance, and we'll see what he has to say about being MIA, because at this point, one day, why are you coming? Are you extending your stay and staying some extra days? Because it makes no sense for you to come at this point. I mean, it's over. But I guess he's still coming. So other than that, I will hopefully be back with another review from tonight's Housewives of Atlanta and whatever kind of mess that brings. But have a good day.